or for your friends that may miss this training, or for those of you who want to go back and refresh your memory on everything that we are going to be covering this afternoon. So if you go on to the next slide, Miss Terry. We always like to start with a quote, and I thought this was a perfect quote. I saw it the other day on Facebook, and I really, really liked it because springtime is a time for growth. Spring is a time for growth, a time to weed out all the bad. How many of y'all have your lawns with quite a bit of weeds because they unfortunately come out? And just like in everything that we do in instruction, there's things that, we see that work and things that don't work. So the things that don't work, we need to weed those out and make room for something beautiful. And what is it that happens in the springtime? The beautiful flowers to come out. And in springtime for education, it's the beautiful results that we're going to have at the end of this wonderful testing season. And of course, you're like, no, there's nothing wonderful about testing. Well, actually, there is, because we're going to see lots of positive results and our hard work will pay off. So before we begin our actual presentation, we do want to welcome each of you. If you want to go to the next slide, Terry. I don't know what happened to our welcome slide, but I will introduce our peeps that are here with us this afternoon. And so we'll start off with our elementary IT coordinators. Miss Arabella Castillo, you want to say hello in a few words?
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
And then we have Miss Maria Teresa Terry. I was going to say Terry Guerrero.
It's okay. You can change my name. Just kidding. Thank you guys for joining us. Y'all are going to be in for some wonderful tools and some great new technology that's coming about that we need to learn about. But it's pretty impressive what's out there. So we're happy you're here.
Thank you. And then we have Mr. George Munoz, who's in charge of our middle schools. He's our middle school IT coordinator.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy that you all took the time to join us today.
So Memo Villarreal, our high school coordinator, was going to be with us, but he had to leave, but not a problem. I'm stepping in for him, and I am your proud director of instructional technology, Brenda Sepulveda. And of course, we have our administrative assistants here to probably also help us. I don't know who's on here, but we do have Lorena Cepeda and Carlos Santos, who are our secondary and elementary technology support specialist, and then our administrative assistant is Carlos Dan Perez. And so we have an amazing team here that is always willing to help you all out. And this afternoon, as Miss Terry mentioned, we have some wonderful Tech Talk tips, starting with AI tools. Let's see on the chat box how quick y'all are. What does AI stand for? Let's see who's the first one who can tell us what AI stands for. Let's see. Artificial intelligence. Oh, I see. Israel Joseph, you don't count because you're in our department. Just kidding. Josue Zavala, Iggy de Guzman, Miss Tabuada, good job. Artificial intelligence, guys. So Miss Terry is going to talk to you about ChatGPT and Parlay Genie. I hope I'm saying that correct. And these are amazing tools that are out there, but we also have to be wary, because if we know about them, guess who knows about them too, right? Our students. And so these are tools. Yep, these are tools out there that can easily help kids create a 5-page report in a click of a button. Actually, not a click of a button, but when you type up, write me a 5-page report on the importance of STEAM education, they can definitely do something like that with these tools. So we have to inform them to utilize them with care, because they are going to be utilizing, let's not kid ourselves, but us as educators can also utilize them to help us and benefits that we can have by using them. So Terry's going to talk to you about that. Ms. Arabella is going to talk to you about how we're blooming with Nearpod. Guys, we just had a usage report provided to us, and there have been over 2 million student lessons launched. We're super, super excited about those numbers. And if you're a new teacher or you're a teacher who have not yet utilized Nearpod, Arabella is going to cover certain things that will help you grow those student relationships with your students and engage them with real life experiences. Then I'm going to cover Freeform. So all of our teachers now have brand new iPads. So we're going to be covering this app that is awesome, that helps you plan lessons, take notes, journal, and do all these wonderful things collaboratively or on your own. And lastly, George will talk about some fun springtime activities that where it helps. The activities he's going to provide to you will help you incorporate technology on, from here till the end of the school year. So I will pass over the mic to Ms. Terry so she can start blowing your mind all about AI and how it can enhance your instruction.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So AI tools, and I'll be talking about 2 today, but there is a lot more out there, just so you know. I might need to refresh this really quick and see if it doesn't kick me out, because as Ms. Sepulveda said, you have to be worried, but I did find out that Chat GPT does have the same company. It's called GPT-0. They can check if it was written by artificial intelligence. So I just discovered that this morning, and we'll talk about it soon. So on Chat GPT, it's an AI-powered tool that lets you have conversations with the interface. He knows what you're not thinking about, but what you're writing about. You could provide a wide range of questions, from trivia questions to something complex. There's definitely different ways that you can use it as a teacher. You can create stations. Like you can say, I'd like to create 5 stations on reading comprehension for the story of, and then you write the whole story's name, and it will create that for you. You can set the Lexile level. You can ask it to redo it and do it at a lower level, let's say. You could do things like that. You can create mind mapping. I do have a few items that you can look at with more examples on how you can use it. Like Mr. Buddha said, write an essay. And so it says, I want you to write an essay. I'm going to type that up. I'm going to go ahead and grab that and let's see what it does. So I'm going to grab that topic or prompt that I'm going to want to do with Chat GPT. And hang on a second. I should have linked from, there it is. Can y'all see it? Hold on. It's loading. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I went ahead and got that. I wanted to write me an essay. So Mr. Pura, that is correct. They will completely write something for you. If you use it as a model for what you would like the students to do and how it's is structured the way you want it to be structured, or point out things from it. But if you're worried of them copying from it, I can show you right now on Chat GPT-0. When I click and paste it in here and I ask for it if it's human, I get results. And I'm going to go in here and show you guys. I copy pasted the same information right here. Now I'm going to try to get the results, but our internet has not been. So it should identify. Oh, it wants me to log in. Okay, hang on a second. It wants me to. Oh, now with Facebook. Hold on, let's go back. Okay, hang on. So yeah, you'll have to allow all these little permissions into it. And I hadn't seen the whole entirety of it because I'm concentrating on the other one. But it does allow you to put up a document and find out whether it is not AI or if it's a human type of writing. It only allows you up to 3 files at a time, I believe. But like I said, that's the thing I discovered, that it has where you can kind of go your way around that one, where you might be afraid of them making some kind of copyright. It remembers your conversation from earlier, and I'll show you that. Let me just go into Chat GPT so you can see it. So these are all the conversations on the left-hand side. These are all the conversations on the left-hand side. Sorry, my computer's a little slow. On the left-hand side that I'm trying to make it where you all can see it. That I started with Chat GPT. I wanted them to write something on the water cycle, and I needed a multiple choice. It said, create a passage on the rainforest and add questions with multiple choice. Include A through E with fill in the blanks for context clues. So it did the rainforest for me, and it did exactly what I wanted. Some fill in the blanks as well. I could be even more specific and say, I like 2 of them to be like higher order thinking questions, or I'd like 2 of them to be at a different level. You can do that, and it will change up the questions for you on the next set of passage. Let me go back out a little bit. Okay, so here's another example on the Lorax, but it's super cool. The Lorax for a 3rd grade student. Okay, so I asked it, can you provide reading stations based on this third grade book, The Lorax. Give me 4 stations with 2 items that are being lowered activity and include 1 craft. So I was like actually super detailed, and it gave me all of that, but you're going to see, I'm going to put it down here. And sure, here are 4 stations based on the book, The Lorax. 2 stations with lowered activities, like it's exact. You do have to check if, things kind of match up with what you are trying to teach them. You might want to edit it, revise it for sure, because it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Pretty close in my opinion, but do review it. I do want a precaution on that. There is the free account and the paid for account, just an FYI. On the paid for account, really there's no difference as of now. They allow you to go in and do as many as you want, and it won't really, affect anything. It'll store it. It'll let you store your chats and everything. However, it's sometimes not available to you because the demand is too high. So it's always available to those who purchase it, and not always available to you if you are on the free version like I am. But the good thing is that I got in, but I have gotten in where it doesn't allow me to go in. So it's interesting. I also asked it kind of reminded me of Pinterest. I also asked it to give me fun ideas for the family for this Easter. And it said an Easter egg hunt, an Easter craft, an Easter brunch with pancakes. It's bunny shaped. I mean, I was like, okay, who needs to go to Pinterest now? It's all here on Chat GPT. Love it. So, I mean, it's very, very simple to use. I just click the new chat, and down here, I type out my question. I'm just going to replace that question I had already. And so there it is. It's very, very simple to use. You can copy that and make it an assignment in Google Documents or something, or Google Slides. You can provide that to them that way by copying it over to a location where you want it to see fit. If I wanted to edit any of these, I can go back in here and press edit, change the name, and it continues to have the same conversation with you. It remembers topics from previously mentioned within that thread. So just FYI. Okay, so what are the cons to this? Oops, sorry, I'm meant to be on the other slide. No. Okay. You see my... Easy? Okay. So what are the cons to it? Again, it may generate incorrect information. It may occasionally produce biased content. It has limited knowledge of the world and events after 2021. I guess it got tired during COVID. No, just kidding. It's a joke. It doesn't know your students' AEP and doesn't know how to differentiate. But you can kind of tell it to produce different items for you. So that was kind of also the workaround for that. It's not perfect. Make sure to reread everything that it's posted and edit wherever you need to, so that you can be okay. All right, so I was talking about Chat GPT 0, and I did link it, but it did not come out. So let me go to Chat GPT 0 really quick. Oh, okay. So remember that you can, once you're in here, you can upload files, like batch upload files of all your students' work, and it will tell you which ones are human or AI. So it's a great option. And it's their like parent company. So let's move on to the next one that we have for you. And it is Parley Genie, and it incorporates with ChatGPT. It's an integration tool that's within there, and it makes discussion tables. It could be a verbal table, round table, or a written one, depending on how you want to send out those discussion questions to your kids. It's great to give student voice, and it's very inclusive to all our students as they have this opportunity to all reflect on the questions that you have. It does generate higher order thinking questions. And again, you can revise them if you want, but it's an excellent tool to help facilitate writing and verbal communication. So I love that it's got Google Classroom integration. Items are subject-based with grade level, and you can, again, modify the questions if you want. Universe is the content library that it has. It already has pre-made lessons from teachers as well as Parley. You can create your own portfolio where you're storing your lessons, and those lessons you can make them public, or you can leave them private and unlisted. I love the reports. I am going to go over reports in a bit, but I've got these little tutorials here for you, as well as a blog on here on AI for generating grades and for different ideas that, there are additional ideas. So you can go ahead and take a look at those. So let me start with Parley. Okay, here. Okay, that's the chat to that. Let me go to hang on a second. But it's great. If you read the chat, if you read the blog, it's a great blog on it with all the details. Okay, so when you start off here, it looks like you're not logged in, but once you press start discussion, it will try to log you in. So I'm going to type right here the topic. I'm under topic, and I can actually add a URL media or a presentation, but typically a video. So here I'm going to put my topic is going to be on Shakespeare. And I don't know how to spell that, but then I can come over here and find a Shakespeare video. Shakespeare in a nutshell. I can come and grab it and share it. I'm going to get this shareable link. And I'm just going to come over here and go to URL media. And I will paste in here the URL to whatever topic you want to talk about. My kids are in 7th through 8th grade, let's say. It's going to say generate the prompt. And you're going to see that it's going to do a 3-question discussion for them. And again, there's roundtable and written table, verbal roundtable or written table. And I'm going to click on right here so it could log me in.
Wait, guys, let me get ready.
It didn't seem like it was logged in, but once you click the start discussion, can you mute that? Once you start the, click on the start discussion, it logs you in, and it'll also ask you for permissions into your Google account, just FYI. So I created several classes right here, block 1 and block 2. And I'm going to close that just so that you could see where I went to create it. Right here under my courses, you can find that you can create a course right here. Okay. And you can, again, use your Google Classroom integration and bring it in if you'd like. I'm not going to do it for the purpose of this training, but you can bring it in. It's not a problem at all. It doesn't show any number of students on my class just yet, but my demo does. All of you all have a demo, so you can see what I'm seeing as well. Here's a verbal round table. Hang on, can you see that? Okay, let's see here. Okay, so here's a verbal round table And you can see that the students can come in and say, you make them the speaker. You can go live or on a Google Meet if you'd like, but it's not a Google Meet. It's got its own integration video streaming in there. So you can say, okay, all the students are in here. Let me make him a speaker. Let's listen. One person wants to hear from Ivan, like maybe they have questions. And so you can see right here, there's different prompts. Those prompts are at the bottom of the screen for the students. Right now I'm looking at the teacher prompt, I believe. So if I go to, I can make a poll, I can do votes on it, and it's saying it's just a demo, so not to try it, but I can do different little things while I'm in there. I can get a second screen in to present as well. If I look at the prompt, I can see what it was that, here's the video.
This is a real B&H customer story.
That pertain to that particular prompt. So you can put the video link in there and it recognizes the name, and then it'll give you the guiding questions. It goes up to 5 questions, but the default is 3. Under settings, you can actually change a few things in here. Here's the max score, because it is going to do like a rubric for those questions that you ask. You can say, okay, I want them to maybe be fill in the blanks. Like, it's up to you. Or I want to add some STEM questions in here. You could add them as well. Once you do that, once you make a change, it will ask you if you want to save it or not. So let me see here. And I'm going to save it. And hey, it's a demo, so I'm sorry. I'll show you on mine in a bit. Here's, again, where you could see the discussion of the kids. If it was a written roundtable, you would see like a Facebook thread, like a thread of all their verbal summaries. And then you have the report section, which I really like seeing how it can give, feedback to the students as well and give them reflective perspective on what they wrote. And then you as a teacher can pick up some grades here and see how they did based on their contributions. So let me go to my courses and see if I can open up mine really quick. So I had a written one for welcome to, but I don't have any students. Okay, welcome to, again, the prompt is right there, but when I click on discussions, those are all my questions and part 2, what they have to do. But when I click on discussions, their feed, the student response comes out here. I thought it was going to come out, but no one's been my student yet. And here's my summary, kind of will tell me like a keyword cloud, what they're saying and talking about, and give me all kinds of data on it. Then you have the universe library. You see that? Okay, then you have the universe library with an icon kind of on the side. It looked like little atoms or something, like just kind of little spinning thing for it. That's the logo on it. So if I wanted to find a video on chemistry, and I want an introduction or something, I can click on that. This is what they already have. I can decide if I'm going to use this topic. And so I use it and I can select the course where I want it to go to. So it's going to create a round table right there. And it was a written one. I don't know if you noticed, it created a round table right there. But I don't know if you noticed in the beginning, in the universe itself, let me go back to Party Universe. Okay, coming back over here. Sorry, this share tab thing. Okay. And coming back in here, notice it says written and some say verbal. And again, you can find anything you want in here from someone who's already used it. Once you create your own, you can also make your own portfolio as well inside Party. And I'll show you where that's at. Portfolio. Let me share this tab. Right here's my portfolio. So once I click on my portfolio, anything that I save, I put it in here. So I had saved this one earlier. I can continue to search. Well, this was going to search in my portfolio. I can continue to go into the universe and bring them in here at a click of a button. So I think that is it. Of course, there's more details, and we hope to train you this summer some more with more wonderful ideas on how it could be used. But I did put a tutorial here for you on what a verbal roundtable looks like. an example of a written round table, and just Party Genie in itself. But be sure to look at the blogs because they have some great ideas as well. We hope to train you on this soon and can't wait to see more of this new technology coming in. There's quite a few platforms now, but right now these are the trending ones. But there are more, but we'll start with these. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Terry. And so if you've never seen ChatGPT, we encourage you as soon as, you may have already been exploring right now as Ms. Terry was talking. One of our messages that we received from our boss basically said, a really, really nice message that he sent out. And he said, and this message was thanks to ChatGPT. It's like, what? And so as administrators or as teachers sending a message to your students, or administrators sending a message to your staff, you can literally go into ChatGPT and put, write me an email message to wish my staff a happy Easter or what have you. Test it out, see how it is. It's pretty amazing how this artificial intelligence can really help us. But as Terry said, there are cons to it. You do have to review the information. A lot of the times, because it is artificial intelligence, you don't know exactly what it's going to say, but it is screened so that it'll detect inappropriate stuff. So hopefully it won't become like Megan. If you all saw that movie, Megan of the doll, that was crazy, but that's part of artificial intelligence. So without further ado, I will pass on the mic to Arabella, and she's going to talk to you about how you all can bloom with Nearpod, add more to our millions of lessons that have already been launched.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So yes, Nearpod, a lot of good things going on. It seems like they're always improving and enhancing their program. And every time I subscribe to the blog and I get the emails, every time I look in there, there's always some type of improvement or something that they've added. But the good thing, the highlight of our Tech Talk today is the vocabulary. On that one, we did not have it. It's an additional paid version of it that's part of Nearpod. And so a lot of the teachers had been asking for it. And we were going to get it at the beginning of the next school year. But now Nearpod has added it to our account. And so now we have access to it. So we invite you to start exploring with this. We will be providing training in the summer and when the school year starts. But in the meantime, like I said, you can start exploring with it. And what it is, it's a lot of the video. It's videos actually, but they're very trendy. They're hip hop, and they have, in addition to the video, they have lessons, and it goes with the vocabulary or whatever the topic is. So let me jump in there so that you can see. There's lessons, and it's going to be for all the grade levels from elementary to high school, and it covers the different subjects. So in order for you to get it, you can go directly to vocabulary.com, or if you click on the link, and then Ms. Terry, if you don't mind putting the link on the chat so that you can create an account. So I'm going to click where it says create an account, and I'm going to go ahead and join in with Google. And since my credentials are already there, I'm just going to select them. And just for the sake of the training, I'm going to select Bruni Elementary. It's the first one on the list. And then I'm just going to do continue. So this is what the vocabulary dashboard looks like.
If you want to switch tabs. There you go.
Sorry, thank you. There's new features on the preset here on Meet, and I just learned about them yesterday. Please bear with me, and thank you, Mr. Pulvera. Please let me know if I fail to switch from one tab to another. So this is the vocabulary dashboard, as I was saying, and you are able to search in by three different ways, either by doing the keyword, by the content area, or if you just want to type in here something in specific, like here I have the Shakespeare. And so it's got current events, and if you notice, or if you will, once you start exploring, it'll do what the week, like this is last week, so it gives you the latest current event in the last week. It'll give you a video. So I'm going to jump into one of the videos that I've been watching, and in this case, it's a vocabulary video. And let me turn it on and lower
Hey
it.
kids, let's talk about plants. Pollination is how plants make seeds that
And
grow
I will
into
give you
new plants.
just a couple of seconds for you to
If you
listen to
love
it.
shrubs, flowers, and trees, you should love pollination. Take it from me.
So this
It
video
starts
will
with the
support the
flower.
student
All right.
learning.
Flowers
And
smell
if you
nice and they
notice, you
colored
will
bright.
notice that these,
That's to attract birds
let me
and
lower it
bees
just a little
to
bit
help the
more.
plant reproduce. Let's see. For
In
each
this case,
flower,
it's the
I'll give an
vocabulary, so it
explaining.
does a lot
There's
of
two parts, a
repetition,
pistol and a
therefore, in
statement. The statement
reinforcing
has
the
a sticky
vocabulary
powder
that
that we
the
call
students are
pollen.
learning.
It's the yellow
Notice
dust
that
that
the
sometimes
catchy
starts
beat,
falling
the
from the
music, the
trees. It
background
might
in it,
make you
which will
sneeze.
get the
Well, the
students
noted and
interested
makes
and
seeds. The pollen has to
motivated
move from the
to
stamen
pay
to the
attention to the
pistil.
video
How
to see
does
what
it
it's
do it?
saying.
It's not that
It's very
simple. It's
colorful. It's got the
pollination. How
words on
plants
it
make
for those
seeds.
who
They
are
need to
able
move
to
the
read
pollen
it.
just a little, you
And
see. What moves pollen? Birds and bees or just
in
a
this
little
case,
breeze
you
might
can
even
hear that it
leave.
expresses the vocabulary, the way,
Pollination. How plants make
the
seeds. They need to
pronunciation
move the pollen
of
just a
the
little, you
word.
see.
And then the
What
good thing
moves
is that
pollen?
these lessons are
Butterflies and bees or
designed to
just a
move the
little rain
students
might
up
even leave.
on the levels of Bloom's
Pollination. So
taxonomy.
flowers need
So
pollen
when
to
I
go
hover over
from
the
the
video,
stamen to
you have
pistil and whoa.
the option to
Flowers smell
change the
also sweet and
speed. You
nice.
can slow it
Plus
down
they're
a little bit.
colorful
If you have
and
students that
bright.
are a
So
little slower in
believe me,
learning,
it's
you can
easy
slow
for
down the
birds and
speed,
bees to find
or you can
flowers. They
leave it
want the
at the
sweet
original.
nectar, see?
And then
So
it's
some
got,
insects
if
and
I
birds
click on
have
the
power
lyrics,
to
it'll show me
buzz
the
and flutter
lyrics. So
from
if you want to
flower to
take,
flower. They
the
carry
time
the
to look
pollen on their
at what
wings
it's
and
saying,
backs
you
and
can look
spread
at
pollen.
that. Let me close that. And then it's also got like the Nearpod videos where we have the integration, where we can interact with it. So it will add questions to it. And if you notice, when I click on the discussion here, it's got the little dots. So when the video is playing and it gets to this point, it's gonna get to it. Let me just go real quick.
Why they look for snacks?
It'll stop and notice it's got the questions. The questions are already there for you. You don't have to create them, and it'll give you a time for the students to interact or for you to have a discussion with the students. And then you would just go to read through.
Animals to move pollen.
Some of the features that are available for the videos are available in the teacher resources, but it's here. There's 6 different things that you can do. The first thing is a video that's where I'm at. And then there's vocabulary cards for activities for the students. And so if they select this, then they have the word, and then it tells them what they can do, the activity that they can do, and they can start writing in here. It also has a vocabulary game here. This one, I'm not going to go into it, but you select the different beats and it uses the same vocabulary words. And so the vocabulary cards are here, but if you go to teacher resources, it gives them to you at a glance. Like this is like your lesson plan. And then what's going to be here on the left-hand side is here in the handouts. And so it gives you the option to download these handouts, or you can insert them on the different, like in the activity for the Nearpod activity, in the Draw It or one of the different activities, you can insert these handouts. It has a read and response also. These are reading passages that the students can read, and then it has for the answers, and then they go to the next questions. After they're done with the read and response, I don't think I did the break it down, more activities, vocabulary games. It provides you with a quiz. And then this is something else that they have is new. I haven't played with this, but it's Lyric Lab, where you select different ways to play music in the background or something like that. I'm not very familiar with this, but this is very interesting. It's got a lot of lessons, a lot of choices. Like I said, I encourage you to explore it. Let me go back over here. And I want to go back to my presentation so that I can show you that. If you look over here on the right-hand side where I have the screenshot, it's also, in my case, I don't know, I got an email and I clicked on the link, and so I installed it on the left-hand side. I don't know if you all are able to already see that, but if I click on the...
You can switch the tab, sorry.
Mhm.
There you go.
There I go. So you see my menu right here, and so I have the vocabulary video pack on the left-hand side. And this is the same thing. Since I'm already logged in, they're already here, and then you can do the same thing by doing the search. If I go to my lessons, I had already saved some of my lessons, some of those lessons that I had viewed, and they're still here. So there's different ways to access it. So now I go back to back to presentation. So if you're viewing this presentation, there's links here. If not, you know, when you go to the regular nearpod.com, you can access it through Nearpod, or you can go directly through the vocabulary. You can also just click type vocabulary.com and it'll take you, and this is the first time you go in there, it gives you, this is the login, and usually it's going to be your email address, but you log in and then whatever password you have for that. And then there will be, for the vocabulary, as Terry mentioned, we will be having a lot of training this summer, so you can take advantage in preparation of the next school year. And vocabulary Nearpod will be some of the sessions that are going to be available. So we encourage you to sign up, you know, when we have those courses, so that you can learn more about it and make use of this wonderful, wonderful resource that they're providing for us. Just a reminder about the social and emotional learning also, that we've had it. We want to provide our students with a safe and positive learning environment. So the lessons that are still there, they vary anything from a mini lesson to a regular lesson, something from 2 to 5 minutes, all the way to 10, 15, 25 minutes. So if you need a check-in for the students, you know, you can always go to Nearpod and there's something in there that you can do with your students. And so the fun fact I have here, yes, we have almost 2 million lessons that were submitted by the students, but over 31,000 lessons were launched by our teachers and students this year. So we are on a roll, and that's a very good, to me, that's very exciting, you know, to see that it's being utilized in the district. A lot of other resources here. This comes from the updates that I provided in the blog. All these are linked if you want to go directly to it. If you're not subscribed, we encourage you to join. And then last month we had our Dr. Seuss theme. We had our professional development, and one of the trainings that we had was an after-school training, and it was the STAR test prep with Nearpod. And so we have uploaded it to our instructional technology teacher training hub right here. So if you missed it or you want to have a review, go over it, you're welcome to come over here. And here are the other trainings we had, but we have the link here to the video for the STAR test prep for Nearpod. Let me show you that right here. This is our learning hub, and here's the link for this is the one. So this is a training that was provided in March of last month, and it was an after-school training. Let me go back over here. And then just real quick, a few updates in the Nearpod, the Draw It. It's a little easier to use. They add more tools, they enhance it. You can add the GIFs and the videos inside on the canvas when you play with it. The reports that are available when you have lessons that have been used by the students and you want to go and run reports, now they can be sorted by last name, whether A through C or Z through A. The preview of the lessons and the content, this is really nice because when you're previewing a lesson, you can also launch it from there. Let me go here real quick. Let me do this. So if you have a lesson, you pick any lesson for the Nearpod library, and this is just a sample that I created. You can edit it here. And then this is what is new. You can go right here, and if you want, right then and there, if you want to change your sorry. Again, I know this new. There we go. So I went into a lesson in Nearpod that I had under my lessons, and then I edited the lesson. So I'm under I can edit and add more to it, or right here, this is this is to edit it, and I added the different drawings and all that. But when I was, let me go back to it. You can teach directly from there. So this is convenient because before we had to save it and then go back to the lesson on the outside and then teach from there. So that's another enhancement. The math also, it has it updated, and so it's got more for the functions. For those of you who are math teachers, you know, there's a lot of different functions in there. The search bar, the universal search bar at the top for the keywords, that one also, it's very similar to Google search. So by typing just a few words, it'll find you the lessons related to that they have. And of course, coming in this fall, they're going to enhance all their social studies lessons. Now they're paying attention to that area. And so they're going to have over 2,500 lessons in the different areas of social studies and histories. So once again, Nearpod always updating and enhancing, and we do encourage you to, if you're not already using it, to start using it, check it out, check out vocabulary. And for those of you who are using, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Thank you.
And as you can see, there's that STAR test prep with Nearpod. They did have a training for us, and you can still watch that video if you missed that particular training. But we are wholeheartedly invested with Nearpod. As Arabella mentioned, they are constantly updating, especially because, you know, now we have the STAR 2.0, and they want to be there to provide that support to you all, and especially to make the lessons engaging for our students. And that's what Nearpod does, is it makes all of your lessons interactive, and they have so many different tools to help you with that. So thank you for sharing. If you have not signed up for their blog, they have some really nice tips for the springtime as well. And every so often they'll send newsletters. Look out for them in our LIZ 811 news emails that we send out, because it has a lot of wonderful information. We did recognize Sierra Middle School for being the top Nearpod users for the first semester, and we'll see who will be the top users for the second semester. So we look forward to that. Next, we're going to have George. Oh, me. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So I'm not going to take a lot of time, because I know we only have about 15 more minutes, but because we did have a lot of wonderful feedback with the new iPads that teachers did receive this past, especially for the elementary. The secondary already had theirs, but the elementary just received theirs. And we're looking forward to providing a lot of wonderful resources for you all. Let me share my screen. Let me see if I can share it straight out from my iPad. I was having trouble a little bit earlier, but let us see. While I am doing this, I do want to mention that now that pretty much everyone has their iPads, it is important that we utilize them to the best of our abilities to help us not only with our teaching game, but also with our organization, with collaboration with each other, and also when we are trying to keep all of our notes together. So today we're going to be looking at Freeform, and I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me a quick second. And so basically what Freeform is, it's a whiteboard. It's a collaborative whiteboard. It is compatible with iPads, Macs, and iPhones. I know a lot of you have iPhones. And so it's a really, really neat tool that you can utilize, but more so with your iPad. And so basically, and I'm going to show you right now what it looks like on my end. I'm having trouble with the Google Meet, but if you could see me on the screen, you'll see that I quickly created an anchor chart very, very easily on Proper Nouns. And so it's super, super simple. I'm going to quickly just show the start of this tutorial. But basically, I really, really liked it because you can collaborate with each other as teachers. So like I can say, I'm going to create the anchor chart for this particular lesson for this week, and I can share it out with everyone, and everyone can put in their feedback. So like I said, it's a whiteboard. You can put in shapes, you can put in images, you can write on it, you can put in text, and you can erase and do wonderful things on there. And so I saw it, and it's something new. And I thought, you know what, we're going to share it with our teachers when we do the next Tech Talk. So that way you are able to see exactly how to utilize
at just $15 a month. So as Mint's new owner.
Hey, it's Chris. Today we're going to be looking at a really cool brand new app from Apple called Freeform, which is a collaborative whiteboard style app for the iPad, Mac, and iPhone. Now, Freeform sort of takes some of the best ideas from apps like Muse or Infinite Canvas maybe some mood boarding apps, combines them all into one place, and then makes everything collaborative. Now, I've found that it's definitely the most useful on the iPad, and that's because you can use the Apple Pencil on the iPad versus the Mac or the iPhone. So obviously you're gonna get all your Apple Pencil tools over on the left that you're used to. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, why would Apple make this when there's already Apple Notes, and why make them two separate apps? Well, unlike Notes, you can insert shapes here. So here's a shape that I've inserted, and I can actually come up here and tap on the shapes button, and there's a ton of different shapes that you can choose from. You got objects, you've got lines, there's different categories like art and education and science, and the shapes make it really easy to get ideas out of your head and explain something. But once a shape is made, it's infinitely resizable here, and you can easily duplicate it if you want to, or you can also just change its color to any other color that you might want to use as well. Another feature here that I think is going to see a lot of usage is the ability to add some sticky notes. So here's a sticky note that I've already made and put on the canvas here on the board. And there's a few options here. If I tap on this, I can actually come in and change the color of the sticky note. And then you'll notice if I resize the sticky note, the text size doesn't actually change. But if I make it a little bit bigger, then I can actually come in here and change the text size like this. And then of course on the sticky note, because this is the iPad, you're not just limited to using typed text. You can just write on everything in freeform, which is one of the cool things about it. In fact, I can just delete all this text, come on in here and write something out like a real sticky note. Now, if you don't want the colored background, you can just insert some free floating text. So that's what this is right here. And this is cool because you can actually come in and do some rich formatting. So I've actually bolded some text. I did some italicizing, I underlined, and this text actually does sort of resize based on the border. So if I grab that, it's going to scale as I move things around. But as the name implies, freeform, there's really no limits here. It's not like a grid system that everything snaps to, although there is some alignment tools. So when you throw some images in here, you can actually write on those images. So if I want to zoom in here, I can do that and kind of adjust the crop. And actually, for any media that you do insert here, you can also come in here and double tap it to get an inline preview, which is nice as well. Then I can also insert some website links, kind of just stash and store stuff, which makes this really good for doing some research. That's one of the things I've been using this for a lot. So let's say that you are doing a research project and you want to throw some
So as you can see, it is really, really a neat tool that you can utilize. As I mentioned, I quickly created this anchor chart that I did, and I love the fact that I could write on it because we are leaders of, we're leading by example for our students. So we want to, of course, not only have text, but also have our own written work on our anchor chart so that they can see how certain words, especially for the lower grades, but you can add, as he mentioned in the video, you can add images, you can add web pages. So I added in a YouTube link of a noun wrap because this was on the nouns. And so literally, and then you can share this with your students. You can put it in Google Classroom, and then the kids are able to also interact with the links, the embedded links that you have in there. So it's a pretty neat tool to utilize, and we just wanted to share that with you. And in case you haven't used it, and it's another one that we're going to be training on in the summer, is GoodNotes. GoodNotes is awesome to take notes on your iPad. I have all of my notes from every meeting that I've ever attended. Check it out. It's pretty awesome. You can highlight, you can put in pictures. I mean, you can snap agendas. So it's really an amazing tool that you can utilize. And, you know, if you have your iPad in the closet, shame on you. We need to have it taken out. We want to make sure everybody is utilizing to the best of their ability. So we have about 10 minutes left. I'm sorry, George, but George is the fun stuff. He's going to share a couple of resources with you all to help you plan some of those fun activities just in time for spring and to help incorporate technology in your classrooms.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Pulvera. Sure. All right, so with spring in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these super spring themed resources and activities that you can utilize in the classroom. So first thing I want to share, good people, is this activity right here. So what we have here is an activity or a lesson, right, that you can incorporate, and this is mostly aimed toward our ELAR teachers, right? So the whole concept behind this is learning about imaginative narrative writing, right? So as we move forward through this real quick, they have a couple of books you can listen to, right, for your writing experience, and then students get to determine if they want to do a personal narrative or an imaginative narrative. And within this resource are videos that'll help clarify things for students. You have graphic organizers, brainstorming sections, transition words for beginning, middle, and end of paragraphs, more graphic organizers to help your students get their ideas together. And at the very end, there's a fun art time slide. So students, after all of that hard work, can pick any one of these videos and learn how to draw their favorite little Easter drawing out of these 4 options right here. Okay. So now, next resource I'd like to share with you is a really fun drawing, well, not literally drawing, but you'll see. Okay, so with this resource, students get to have fun and decorate their Easter egg by clicking and dragging any one of these items on here to decorate their egg. And this is just a fun way to get kids to be creative and to get excited for this coming weekend, right? Okay, as we move forward, next we have a really super spring themed template that that you can utilize for your lessons, right? Look at this. Who doesn't like ladybugs, right? Really good representation of spring. Colors are nice, very visually appealing. And you can just take this, make a copy of it for yourself, and customize it to your needs. Once again, keeping that spring theme in mind. And next, we have this resource, which is an activity that focuses on Dolch words, or you could just put in your vocabulary words. Now, this one's really fun for the little ones, right? They're going to get a kick out of this. And so the concept is fairly simple. You have to find the Easter bunny the Easter eggs hidden behind a specific one of these random bunnies, right? So kids look at the word, they read it, they're going to say, okay, maybe the giant egg is behind this guy. So they click on it and keep looking. Okay, and chances are some of our kids won't even know who this rabbit is dancing around, right? So then you just click on the little basket. It takes you back to the main screen. You pick again, and I have to keep on looking. That was not where the giant egg was. So I click on this little basket, brings me back, and just by trial and error, I know where it is. It's right here. So at the end, excellent job. You found the egg, right? Students will get a kick out of that fun stuff. And all right, so now next on to our next slide. Now, these are more websites that offer tons of technology activities with spring in mind. So first off, we can take a look here. Now, I would recommend that you look through this at your leisure, take a look, see what you'd like to use. This one is really simple. This is just Sketch Toy, and they say, okay, draw a blooming flower. And here's a video of what it would actually look like. I'm gonna just play that real quick. So you see, you just draw using the different elements, super simple. And if I click on it, you'll see it takes us straight here. You'll see the grid, right? This graphing paper. And then here you can go ahead and choose what size point you want. You can choose a color, and you can start your drawing, right? You could add vibrations to it. You can make it shake and move and stuff. You can save it. Super simple, fun little activity that kids can incorporate and keep them going with that whole theme of spring in mind. If we move down a little bit further, there are more. Earth Day is something we'll cover in a little bit. Those are a few ideas right there. You can do this really fun little spring themed emoji map using all these really cute little ducks and flowers and roses and stuff. And if you keep on going, it'll even get a little more advanced with Geometric Eggs collaborative class project. Now, finding free resources is becoming, increasingly challenging. So a couple of these do carry a small fee, like I think $3.50, but you can take the concept of it and make it your own. All right. And finally, with Earth Day coming up toward the end of April, there are some tech activities so that students can participate. And by the way, it's on April 22nd. So you can host a paperless challenge, and description is right here. You can create an awareness campaign about endangered or threatened animals. We all know that, as deforestation happens, like in the Amazon, more and more animals are becoming extinct, and all over the world, not only the Amazon rainforest. So there's ideas for that. You can create digital posters or memes or infographics around Earth Day to get the message out there, right? There's some more activities using your iPads, as we just discussed. And there are resources where people can connect with experts out there. And you could have like video conferences with them. And you can explore Google Earth, find out where the forests are, so on and so forth. So also really cool one right here. You could go on a ThingLink virtual 360-degree field trip. We also have a bunch of those in Nearpod. Nearpod does it all. So yeah, I would encourage you all to explore at your own leisure and take advantage of these fun activities and resources that your students would really love. Thanks.
Thank you, George. And so the last thing that we want to just remind you all about is that we do have our instructional technology page. And let me share real quick with you the last slide of our presentation. We have 2 minutes to go, guys. And so we do have our instructional technology website. I'm going to go ahead and quickly, before I click it, I want to show you how you can get there. So simply you go to the LISD webpage. So notice we have a really beautiful new webpage, and you can go here into the menu. And when you go into menu, you see where it has departments, go into technology services. And then you'll see our wonderful technology services page. And then right here, you'll see where it says instructional technology. You click on there, and then you'll be able to, let me share the tab. You'll be able to see our page. And then on the left-hand side or in the middle, you'll see where it says Learning Hub for Educators, either here or there. And when you click there, it's going to show you all of our technology trainings. So we're going to click on Teach, Lead, Tech, because those are our trainings for this school year. And you do have an opportunity to get on-demand trainings. And like I mentioned, here's the STAR Test Prep with Nearpod. That is the video right there. And you are able to go back and see everything that we've covered in the past. If you're an early childhood teacher, you can go into this digital tools for littles. We have Google Tips, our Kami updates, everything that we've covered this whole school year. If you haven't done the Microsoft Outlook training and you want to see it and look at the video, you can go ahead and do that. So we are very invested in everything that you all do in your classrooms. We try to bring you the latest technology tips and tricks to help you with your jobs. And remember, guys, the 20 hours of technology professional development, it's not just a requirement because, the school district just wants you to do more work. In reality, we provide a whole bunch of trainings in the summer and in the beginning of the school year with your digital learning specialist, because we want you to have all of that information at your fingertips so that you can utilize it with your students. 20 hours of professional development for technology are very minimal compared to others where they go up to 36 hours. 20 hours is a good amount for you to be able to have that knowledge to then pass it over to your students and engage them. We are now in the 21st century, and we want to make sure that our students have all the information available to them. So we have to give you all that knowledge so then you all can pass it on to them. These are digital natives, these students. And so we have to make sure that we also are informed and we're able to, like ChatGPT, I bet you most of your students already know about it and they're probably utilizing it themselves. So we highly encourage you all to utilize the information that we provide to you all. And if you ever need anything, we are just a hop, skip, and jump away. In our presentation, we did put our phone number there for you all. If you see it, we are at 1340. We do have a Twitter page and also our Facebook page. So if you are a Facebook user, go ahead and subscribe to our group or join our group, and that's where you'll be able to also see more information that we share out with everyone. We thank you again. Remember, springtime is a time for growth. We want to see those results coming out. We really, really appreciate everything that you do at your campuses. The work that you do with your students does not go unnoticed. And we wish you all a very happy Easter. I know Friday's early release and Monday's a district holiday. Again, if y'all need anything, we are here to provide that support to y'all. I don't know, Terry, Aravella, George, thank you all very much. I don't know if you want to share anything else, but this pretty much concludes our Tech Talk for this Tuesday. And I believe this will be our last Tech Talk for the school year unless something comes up in the month of May, but we look forward to working with you all in the summer. Look out for that schedule. We're going to be having a little bit of a change this summer based off of the information that you all provided to us on the school readiness survey. So it looks as though we're going to have 2-day conferences in June and in July. So look out for those emails. Again, we thank you very much. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.